Hello, this is Dr. Lisa Gasson. We're here with our next installment of looking at research on kids. And today we're going to try to answer the question, which types of child reactions to interparental conflict between parents, predict adjustment problems for the child? There's different ways kids can react to their parents fighting. Which of these ways is more detrimental than others? We're going to be looking at a 2008 analysis by Dr. Kimberly Rhoades, who, at least at the time of publication, was at Stony Brook University in New York. In her meta-analysis, she includes 71 studies, thousands of children represented, whose average age is about 10 and a half years, although they range in age from 5 to 19, pretty much the whole gamut of childhood. And what she was looking at specifically was various responses that children might make to parents fighting with each other. Responses that are thought-related in nature. Do kids engage in self-blaming? Do they think that the family is about to break up? Responses that are behavioral in nature, such as trying to intervene in the fighting, physiological responses, so a variety of responses and how they related to, in general, what kinds of problems the children did or did not have. She looked at internalizing problems, which, as you know, are problems that are internal to the child, so things like sadness, anxiety, low self-esteem, and also externalizing problems, such as behavioral acting out, academic issues, and so forth. Let's see what she found. There are a lot of results in her study, so I've just picked a couple to talk with you about. First of all, the most common category of reaction that was related to the outcomes, the internalizing and externalizing problems that she found were thoughts. In other words, self-blame and interpreting the conflict as a threat to the stability of the family. These kinds of things predicted best things like internalizing and externalizing problems. Some of the other types of responses, such as behavioral responses, the child trying to intervene in the fighting or avoid the fighting, did predict some of the outcomes, just not as well as the thought-related responses that she was looking at. In addition, she found that internalizing problems were more closely related to the children's reactions than externalizing problems. So for me, as someone who works with kids, this tells me that if I have a child who's internalizing, presenting with internalizing issues such as anxiety or low self-esteem, and I know there's parental conflict in the family, I would be especially inclined to look at some of the coping strategies that the child has for managing that conflict within the family. The strategies that she looked at, that Dr. Rhoades looked at, were more likely to co-occur with internalizing problems rather than externalizing problems. Interestingly, the correlations were higher for children who are a bit older. All right, so that connection between certain responses, such as self-blame or trying to intervene in the parents fighting, tends to be more closely connected with the problems that kids experience as they get a bit older. And interestingly, she didn't find any gender differences. So that's our review for this time, and I'll see you in a couple weeks with another research review. Bye-bye.